Alrighty, so far we have talked about some general differences between the North and the South. So we know that the North has a little bit more going for them than the South. Industrialization took place in the North, which created a lot of factories and factory jobs and generated a lot of money. And we do know that in the South there is a lot of plantations and slavery going on. Then we talked about some new cool technology like the telegram, the clipper ship, the Morse code, like all these different new technologies that will expand upon those things. Okay. Today we are going to talk about the people of the South. So yesterday we kind of talked about the North. Now we're shifting gears, talking about the South. So what you're going to do is first you're going to take a look at the population in the South. Now this little diagram here is showing you the percentage of slaveholding whites, non-slaveholding whites, free African Americans, and enslaved African Americans that existed in the South. For number one, you're telling me what percentage of the population was for each of these categories that I just mentioned. So for example, the first one's enslaved African Americans. That was 32% of the population in the South. Okay, so you're going to put that on those lines. Interesting that you should see is there were some non-slaveholding whites. So not every white person owned slaves. And there was also some very few free African Americans. All right, moving along here. Then we're going to talk about some advancements in agriculture. So we talked about technological advances that really helped out the North yesterday. These technological advances are really going to help the South. So you're going to see this steel-tipped plow and the mechanical reaper. Scary. And then finally, you'll finish up with document 3, which is just showing plantations and cotton production. So cotton's going to be the big product that the South is going to be working with, which is how they get their nickname, the Cotton Kingdom. So you have 3 questions there, and finally some review questions to wrap it up. I just realized I forgot to go over yesterday's lesson, so let's take a look at those review questions. So list the inventions during this time: the train, the clipper ships, the telegraph, Morse code, and then I kind of just listed that the inventions helped both the North and the South. Probably the North a little bit more with trade travel, and obviously having these things, these factories probably came up to build them or make them. So manufacturing and things like that. And obviously communication with the telegraph, which is actually going to benefit the North and the South because they had to communicate with one another because the North had what the South didn't have and the South had what the North didn't have, if that makes sense. So they had to talk. They kind of relied on each other. All right, so here's your lesson for today. If you have any questions, let us know.